continue with Seven Deadly Sins Season 2. And the thing about it is, it dived into the character King, aka Harley Quinn, Fairy King Forest, which is kind of interesting because before all the fairies like turn on him because he deserted them and went off. He actually does something to protect the fairies and in the process actually wins them over. So we start off with Hendrickson, and I guess he's pretty much on his legs. He actually just pretty much passes out. He states he's going to try and do something about Dreyfus, who's right now with the other 10 commandments. So I'm beginning to see where things play itself out, where that's going to be resolved once they come into contact with the Seven Deadly Sins. And by this episode, Garland is actually confronting them by himself. So I don't know how well he can handle them all by himself, considering it's like, was it like 4v1 at this point? So, well, technically speaking, I guess it's 3v1 because Garth's out of commission because he's pretty much adult at this point. But you still have backup in reserve. But like I said, this is all about, I guess, Harley Quinn, aka King's development as well as his power up, I guess, and what goes with that. And we saw this in the previous episode where we saw Meliodas get his sacred treasure back. In this case, it was pretty much Harley Quinn activated his, or actually awakening his, which it looked a lot more. I'm not gonna lie, that was beastly. So we actually over to actually what's happening with Bond and I guess Gorohande, because obviously she's actually got, I think, against Bond for actually being named the new Fairy King, because obviously the way he protected the Fairy King Forest and Elaine's memories. So that's why she's got it in for Bond. In fact, she has so much affection for, obviously she's got feelings for Harley Quinn, that he actually ends up targeting Elaine, which made no sense because if King would have saw that, he would have been pissed off. Because one, he targeted his sister. Two, he used that to try and draw Bond into, knowing he would sacrifice himself to, or at least put his body in the way to make sure that Elaine didn't get hit. So that didn't make sense. What made it seem even more epic in a way is like Jericho came, busted in with a sword, and before she had the chance to do anything, she got that look like, oh, what the hell have you done to my man crush? Obviously, she's got feelings for Bond, that's obvious with this episode. So I kind of like that in a way. Before she had a chance to do anything epic, Gorlande actually just abandoned ship because he saw that King was in trouble, because he attacks the Albion with, I guess, the Sunflower Blast, which kind of a little bit like Bulbasaur from Pokemon. The blast cancels themselves each other out, and it's become painfully clear that at this point King can't deal with this by himself. So that's why kind of in the back of my mind I thought, is Bond going to actually help out here? But no, he's stuck in this position, which is a convenient way to give Harley Quinn a King spotlight. So I thought that was kind of cool, because the way he just Gohande's abilities, where she can control vines, because she was attacking Bond at the beginning and he was just kicking his way out of it like no problem. Become painfully clear that King cannot deal with Albion by himself. So in this case, he actually tries to do what he can to protect the forest, and in essence, the fairies kind of see the error of the ways because they realize how they're treating him, and now he's still here protecting them. So that's part being resolved, and I think they're going to acknowledge Harley Quinn as the Fairy King Forest again after this episode. It's painfully clear that things are going to be resolved, and like I said episodes ago, like they're going to rejoin the rest of the crew. They're going to join the censure Meliodas again, because we literally have King pretty much state, I want to go back to Dion. So there you go. So this moment made it a whole more epic. Harley Quinn realizing, because the fairies actually jumped in, they were getting slaughtered. There's this one scene where Albion just slices the sacred tree, just slices it to like it's nothing. I gotta do this. And there's a scene with Hellbrom actually stating to King, yo, get out of here and actually save yourself. Make sure you get back to Dion, your little girlfriend. So I thought that was kind of cool. But Harley Quinn realized he's not going to desert him again. So that's where the power boost kicks in, the sacred treasure, the true spear. So, and then he just man, this was such an awesome scene. The power up, and then he just obliterates Albion like it's nothing. The comments that he made, he says, I'm going to get back to Dion. I'm not going to let my comrades die in the Fairy King Forest. And most of all, I'm going to protect Bond because he actually saved Elaine's heart. So I kind of appreciate that. He actually gives a lot of respect for Bond now. So that's cool. He obliterates Albion. That part's resolved. They can actually join up. I'm assuming that's going to happen pretty soon. And we shift over to, I guess, Meliodas and company, and we come to find out, I guess, Garland actually took off, decided this is going to be the great interesting thing, because right now he's out of power. He says he's going to confront directions of where the 7 deadly sins. Now he pinpoints where to go next, so he does it by himself, and I'm pretty sure this is going to lead Seldris to actually come in there and actually help out, or he's going to get Garland out of there, because I don't see how he's going to deal with all the 7 deadly sins by himself. That's just not happening. So a couple of things about Meliodas, even though it's kind of obvious his abilities. We get exposition from thanks to Merlin about his full counter, using his opponent's abilities against them, so obviously the description's in the name, so that was kind of cool, getting more exposition. Plus we come to find out when he splits himself into 5, he divides his strength up as well. He decreases his strength. It's kind of like Tien Shinhan from Dragon Ball. When he uses the multi-form, he splits his power into 4, so he gets weaker. So it's the same thing here. And there's a funny scene where he splits himself into 5 and he's groping Elizabeth. Meanwhile, you have Merlin who's covering Arthur's eyes, which I thought was kind of funny. So they still have a chance to put in the old comedy there when it comes to Meliodas. And we get speaking of Diane, we actually get an interesting scene with Ashley with a blank stare. We saw that in the previous episode. So is that going to play a role in this fight, where it looks like she's being possessed, or it looks like something happened to her memories? I don't know, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. It may play a role in this fight that's coming up with Garland. And speaking of which, he comes down like the thunder, and that's how the episode ends. 4 of the 7 deadly sins at this point in time. One of them's pretty much a doll at this point. By the way, the romantic feelings are up the ass in this season. So that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching. Like this review if you did appreciate that. Subscribe to for more for 7 deadly sins. Catch you guys later.